Welcome back, focused learners. Today, we're diving into an explainer with a bit of an edge. We're conducting a full-scale threat assessment. You know, we usually celebrate brilliance as this wonderful tool for innovation, the spark that cures diseases or, builds rockets. But what happens when that mental processing power is flipped? Today, we're looking at cognitive horsepower so intense, it actually borderlines on intimidating. We're examining an intelligence that doesn't just read a room, it completely dominates it. Okay, let's dive into this. The source material we're unpacking today frames intelligence not just as book smarts, but as a literal strategic asset. Think of it like this. In the wrong hands, a sharp mind can be a formidable weapon. These specific minds we're looking at, they don't just process raw information. No, they're actively dissecting motives. They're anticipating your very next move before you've even thought of it yourself. And most importantly, they're quietly orchestrating outcomes right from the shadows. So I've got to ask you right now, is your sign wielding this kind of dangerously sharp intellect? Or hey, maybe you're sitting across the desk or even across the dinner table from someone who possesses these covert analytical capabilities. Well, we're going to break down exactly who these masterminds are and exactly how their minds operate.
To do this, we're officially opening up the dossier and launching our countdown of the top 5 zodiac signs wielding a truly dangerous intelligence. Prepare yourselves, because the tactics we're about to uncover are as fascinating as they are formidable. Let's count down the top 5. Coming in at number 5 on our threat assessment is Capricorn. Now, when we talk about Capricorn, we're talking about a terrifyingly pragmatic intellect. I mean, this is a mind built strictly for one thing: long-term domination. They are the ultimate grandmasters of the zodiac. They don't just have casual chats. They view literally every single interaction as a calculated move on a massive chessboard. And this brilliantly illustrates the Capricorn tactical operation. Their intelligence is exceptionally dangerous because it's completely stripped of emotional bias. Think about it. While you might be reacting to a heated argument in a business meeting, the Capricorn is already 3 steps ahead. They objectively evaluate risks and engineer these invisible structural traps. They just quietly accumulate power while their opponents are busy fighting over short-term gains. Honestly, by the time you realize you've been outmaneuvered, they've already secured the corner office. They checkmate your existence, and you didn't even see the pieces moving.
Moving rapidly right along to number 4, we have Gemini. Now, if Capricorn is a slow, methodical game of chess, Gemini is a hyper-agile, brilliantly chaotic cognitive engine. Their minds are processing complex data at absolute blinding speeds. Have you ever felt the rug just completely pulled out from under you in the middle of a debate? Yeah, that is the Gemini style of psychological warfare in a nutshell. Their danger lies in their absolute mastery of linguistics. They effortlessly dismantle arguments using this terrifyingly sharp vocabulary and rapid-fire wit to exploit newly discovered weaknesses on the fly. You'll go into a conversation arguing about where to eat for dinner, and 5 minutes later, you're apologizing for a mistake you made in 2018. They weaponize information so flawlessly that you'll actively thank them right as they intellectually destroy your position. It's wild. All right, arriving at number 3, the energy shifts entirely. Enter Virgo. You won't find any chaos here, just pure, unadulterated calculation.
Virgo operates with the surgical precision of a literal supercomputer. I'm serious. They are silently cataloging every microscopic detail. A slight change in your tone of voice, a tiny inconsistency in a story you told last week, stuff that the rest of humanity completely ignores. They map out the structural flaws in any system or individual, just waiting to unleash a perfectly timed, devastating critique that targets the exact root of your insecurity. They're basically a human spell check that also judges your life choices. They literally never leave a single blind spot.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because contrasting these intelligence types is fascinating. Gemini uses sheer speed, chaotic linguistic warfare, and rapid debate designed to overwhelm you in real time. Virgo, on the other hand, uses time and precision. They observe, calculate, and wait for that absolute perfect moment to deliver a critique that completely uncovers your flaws. Both are lethal for sure, but their methods are polar opposites. And that brings us to number 2, Aquarius. Now here we are dealing with a fiercely rebellious intellect that entirely defies conventional logic. Now, what's really interesting about this paradigm shift is the sheer scale of it. They're dangerously smart because they naturally operate completely outside established rules, making their next move practically impossible to predict. An Aquarius observes human behavior from this icy, detached altitude to rewrite the rules. They identify systemic vulnerabilities that the rest of us just blindly accept. They don't just outsmart their rivals, they completely rewrite the game. Armed with this almost alien cognitive processing power, they execute maneuvers that make an opponent's strategy instantly obsolete.
Which brings us to the ultimate threat.
Taking the absolute top spot on our countdown is Scorpio.
Scorpio claims this top rank because their cognitive prowess acts as a lethal psychological X-ray. It effortlessly strips away your carefully constructed facade. A Scorpio's MO doesn't involve just gathering facts from your resume. They literally study your soul. They identify the exact psychological levers required to completely dismantle your defenses. Their mind is a heavily fortified vault, allowing them to patiently wait in the shadows. And when they finally unleash their intellect, it is an inescapable strike that leaves absolutely no room for recovery. So the crucial point is, when we review this master threat assessment, just think about the sheer variety of cognitive firepower we've just covered, from Capricorn's pragmatic grandmaster moves and instructional traps, to Gemini's chaotic linguistic warfare, from Virgo's supercomputer critiques to Aquarius's alien paradigm shifts, all the way to Scorpio's dark intel and psychological X-ray vision. Wielding this kind of sharp mind is an incredible responsibility. This isn't just about being smart, it's about having the raw capacity to fundamentally alter the reality of the people around you. Which leaves us with one final, incredibly important question for those of you who find yourselves on this list. With this immense cognitive horsepower at your disposal, will you build an empire or completely dismantle one? Let me know your sign and your tactical thoughts in the comments. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I'll see you in the next explainer.